Hello everybody and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. My name is Bogdan. On this channel I cover import-export related topics, and in this video I will recommend you 5 products that from my point of view are worth considering exporting towards India. And without further ado, let me begin with the first one, which is fresh or dried almonds in shells, so HS code 080211. And we see here that the total imports of India were at almost $875 million for 2020, somehow confirming the strong demand that happened from 2016 onwards. And in fact, if you look closely, the total imports in 2020 rose with almost 9%, with the United States being the biggest trading partner and having a share in India's total imports of more or less 91%. So quite a high import market concentration, if you ask me. Also, here we see that from 2016 onwards, the values increase steadily. So for me, it's quite clear that the United States are an important trading partner for India, and it should be, as the United States is the biggest exporter of almonds in the world. The second biggest trading partner for 2020 is Australia, whose exports towards India fell compared to 2019, but still we see more than $54 million worth of exports. And I will cover also India's third main partner, which is Hong Kong. And we see here that the contraction is quite big, almost 70% compared to 2019, bringing the total exports from Hong Kong towards India at almost $8.3 million. Now, it will be interesting to see what will happen in 2020, as from what I understood, from what I've read in the United States this year, so in 2021, the almond crop is somehow affected, thus the harvested quantity will be less than in 2020, and I expect that the Indian market, which is the biggest one for the United States exporters, and I think it's also a price-sensitive market as well, will absorb less volumes in 2021. This is my personal opinion, and I might be wrong, but it's interesting to follow up in 2022 after the trade data becomes available and see if the numbers will confirm what I've said. Anyway, let's move to my second recommendation, which is waste and the scrap of aluminium. And although these imports are somehow industrial, let's say, it represents an important driver for doing business and trading. Unfortunately, here the year-on-year values shrunk with almost 12%, bringing the total Indian imports of aluminium waste and scrap to $1.8 billion. And as you can see in the top 10 partner lists, except Germany, who had a 43% increase, all the rest experienced a decrease ranging from 6% to 22%, for example. And the decrease is somehow understandable if we factor in at least 2 things. The first one is related to the pandemic panic, if you want, as the Indian aluminium importers and or exporters put the foot on the brake and imported lower volumes given the uncertainty ahead. And the second thing is that there are other countries who are fighting, if you want, for the aluminium scrap, competing with India. And I'm thinking here at South Korea, China, of course, Malaysia and Thailand. In terms of top 10 partner list, the main exporter of aluminium scrap towards India is the United States with almost $437 million, followed by Saudi Arabia with more than $184 million, And we have the United Arab Emirates on the third place with close to $179 million. Now, in terms of cumulative value, these top 10 trading partners make up for 74%. So again, we see here quite a high import market concentration, but not at the same level with the almonds, of course. And if you ask me, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover about this product, and I think we're good to go and cover the third product, which is HS code 901890. So instruments and appliances used in medical, surgical or veterinary sciences. And here we see that the imports of India for 2020 totaled more than $676 million, more than 11% decrease in relative terms compared to 2019. But still the values are not negligible if you work in this sector, as India has a lot of potential. Again, looking at these top 10 trading partners, we see that only China and Hong Kong had some relative increases compared with 2019, while all the rest had quite big decreases ranging from almost 13%, as in the case with Switzerland, for example, to 48% contraction, as in the case with Singapore. As for the market concentration, these top 10 partners make up for 85%, so again quite a high import market concentration. And the main players are found in the United States, Europe and Asia. And if you ask me, India's imports are more or less evenly distributed among these three main regions or cluster of countries, if you want. For me, it will be interesting to follow up the development of United Kingdom's exports towards India, as they are negotiating a trade agreement, or I think it's already in place, I really don't remember. But I remember that the medical sector was at the forefront of UK's export potential towards India. Again, it remains to be seen if this sector will gain traction and if the exports from the United Kingdom towards India will indeed increase in the next couple of years. And moving on to my fourth product, which is fresh or dried walnuts in shell, we see that the trading partner list is quite small and very concentrated. In terms of the total imported value, we're talking about more or less $57 million. Not the biggest market, but nonetheless, if you're an exporter or a broker in Chile or the United States or, I don't know, in the United Arab Emirates, and watching this video maybe will help you find out to whom you're competing against in terms of the walnuts country of origin. Anyways, let's cover the top 3 trading partners, which practically represent 95% of India's total imports. And we have, of course, Chile on the first place with 91% relative value increase compared to 2019. On the second place, we have the United States with 41% relative value increase, and on the third place we have the United Arab Emirates with 51% relative increase, and I think that's about it. Seeing the list of the trading partners, for me it came as a surprise to see countries like Turkey, Ukraine or Australia, who are also quite big walnuts exporters, having these low exported values towards India. And I'm wondering if this is related to the price sensitive nature of the Indian market, or if they are focusing their exports on more regional markets like continental Europe, the Middle East or Japan, as in the case with Australia. And if someone watches this video and works in the walnut trading, I will highly appreciate some feedback. Anyways, let me finish by recommending my fifth and the last product, which is worn clothing, so HS code 6309, and we see here that the total imports in 2020 were at more than $72 million, with the United States being the biggest trading partner, and in fact it represents almost 64% of the total imported value in 2020. So future entrepreneurs from the United States, if you ask me, this could be a potential business opportunity for you. Collecting, processing, packaging, and then exporting worn clothing towards developing countries. And in this case, India is a very, very good example. The second biggest trading partner is Canada, with almost $9 million worth of exports towards India. And on the third place, we have Japan with almost $7 million worth of exports. A whopping 130% increase compared to 2019. Other big relative increases were in relation to Australia, and we see here also China and Italy, but there the values are quite low, but not negligible, especially if you are, I don't know, at the start of your activity in the worn clothing business. So there you are, guys. These are my 5 product recommendations. I hope I've managed to provide you with some useful information. Don't forget to comment in the section down below, hit the like and the subscribe buttons, and until next time, keep your business safe. Thanks.